I went and clicked the wrong button. I didn't even know if that worked. But it sounds like it. Let's see. Hang on a second. I just want to double check that this thing didn't break. Where's it at? Q. Okay, no, it's running. It's waiting. Okay, so that's going. Oh, there it is. Ta-da! Dave, DB Tech in the house. Okay, so the messages are flowing. Glad that only kicks off when I'm live. Hey guys, it's Rick Bailey, and this is the Foltz Bailey Model Railroad channel. And if you haven't guessed, I'm Rick Bailey, and this is Sidetrack Sunday. Every week, right around this time, I'm missing some buttons here. Where's that? Right there. Sidetrack Sunday. 8 o'clock on Sunday, we got a group of people that get together and they do some fun things online here on YouTube. We've got some of us that model. We've got some of us that just chit chat. Some of us do some kind of demonstrations. I see chat is blowing up tonight. I totally forgot and missed it, but I believe it was Lynn. I can't go back to the top. I think it was Lynn, and then it was Dwight who got the cookie. First ones in when the notification went out. So thank you guys for stopping in so early. I appreciate it. I don't have a whole heck of a lot to chat about. I think we're just going to get right into the project and get back to where we left off. Say hello to Logo up there. How you doing? Yeah, so I was doing a little touching up today on some of the items that we have to go over. So we'll get into that. I'll tell you what I did. Not really a lot, but definitely some noticeable things that should have been done previously, but got a way around those to get them done. So I'll tell you what, while I get a couple things just squared away on the workbench, let's go ahead and say hello to the lady of the hour and get her up here, get her out of the way. I'm sure she's got other stuff that she's got to do, and we'll get down to the project. Here comes Rita. Woo! All right. Before we get down to the project, let's go over to the participants list and let's see who's all here. All right, here we go. In alphabetical order. Where's my little cursor? Oh, I took the cursor off. Oh, no, I didn't. There it is. Haha. All right. In alphabetical order, we will go from the top. We've got Al Mar in the house. Welcome, Al. Thanks for stopping in. CP368 Productions. Tim is in the house. Robert Darby from the Darby Rail Services is here. Awesome Possum just joined in. I saw you pop up there. Dave BNSF N Scale is in the house. As I saw earlier, DB Tech is here. Welcome, Dave. Thanks for stopping in. Of course, I'm here because I'm hosting the show. Grandpa Rails, there's JD. JD is in the house. Happy Valley Hobbies is here. Nice to see you, sir. Joe Raider and the Black Rock Central is here. Again, Dwight, the Curly Express, is in the house. Kyle Stevens is here hanging out. Lynn McCurdy, #1 in the show today. He is here. And Greg from Mid-Summer Railway N Scale is here. Good to see you, Greg. Tammy from Mom and Son Train Rail Fans is here. Hope Ray is watching too. Nisi J is in the house hanging out with us. Thanks for stopping in, partner. Possum Bayou is here. Now, hang on a second. Possum Bayou and Awesome Possum. Interesting. So Possum Bayou, I know that's Rusty. Awesome Possum. I'm not sure if that's a new name or if the name was changed, but welcome, welcome. Just caught my eye there. I'm keeping an eye on you. All right. Ron Moen is in the house. Thank you for stopping in, Ron. Santa Fe Bob. Bob is here. Bob, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. And the last one, oh, no, wait. We're not down at the bottom. We can't forget the bottom of the list. But before we get there, Tom Grassi is in the house. Thank you for stopping in, Tom. And again, once at the bottom of the list, last on the list, first in our hearts is Wigwag Workshop. Thank you for stopping in, buddy. It's good to have you here. Chat is going crazy over there. There's a bunch of people are just saying hi. We're doing much better, says Nisi. Yeah, Nisi had a heck of a time this past week. 2, not 1, but 2 terrible hurricane storms down in Florida. Good to see that she's back online and doing well. Always welcome here at the Foltz Bailey Model Railroad. Chat is, I was going to go up the top, but you guys have just been doing hellos. I'm just kind of scanned through to see if there was anything. See, there you go. Possum Bayou is checking in, asking Nisi how she's doing. All right. Best train intro right there. Well, Awesome Possum. That is a collaboration that I put together a long time ago, many years ago. It's been with me ever since. The lady in the video I call Rita. Rita has her own little story. I don't know the lady in the picture, but you'll hear many jokes about Rita. So glad you enjoyed it. Glad you liked it. I love it, and chat seems to love her too. Another possum is here. Yeah, it's very rare to have 2 possums. You guys travel in packs or what? Everybody's still saying hello. Just scanning on down. Let's see. Wiggy Wag at the bottom, but is good fella. Sure is. I keep asking everyone if they hear anything from Nisi J. Well, now's your chance to ask because she's here. There she goes. She's in chat. Thank you, Dwight. She is here. Rick, you missed the dog updated video at Ray B's house. Woof. Oh, I bet I did. Unfortunately, I had all intentions. Okay, to go to Ray's house for me every year for Timonium is like a it's like a sacrilege to miss it for me. I've been there now. I think Ray has had it for at least 4 years. I've been there. I've been at Ray's many times. So I was really sad that I missed the show this year. Unfortunately, there was nothing that I was going down to Timonium for. There was one vendor that I really wanted to see. But I wasn't going down to spend money, but something came up at home and I just couldn't make it. It was last minute. I didn't find out until late Friday night. Everything's okay. But I just couldn't make the trip. So I did get to spend a lot of time with the kids this weekend. So that's a good thing. We hung out. I did touch base with Ray and let him know that I wasn't going to make it. But yeah, sadly, I know it's never, you missed another good show. I can't imagine all of the debacles that you guys may have had at Ray's house. Sad that I missed it. Glad to see. Yep. Mom and son says we missed you. I know. Listen, I'm not the star of the show, but I like to at least make it entertaining for when I'm around. So, all right. So all the hellos are done. The intro has been done. Rita has left the building. Why don't we get over to the workbench and see if I get the hiccups now. I don't know why. I apologize. Oh me, oh my. All right, let's hope that holds that off. Let's get over the workbench and see what's going on. So I just dropped something. There we go. All right. So looks like I really should use a different background for over here because it's a little confusing. Let's see what we got. Hold on. Can we put up Where is... No, we don't want to be in the Enterprise. We don't want it gray. I used to have... Where's... That one. That's the one I want. Why isn't that up there? That's the one I want. That's what I should have. All right. For the side channel, this is what it's going to be. All right. We'll have that there. So great, 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 great. I love this background banner. All right. So, Nisi J, Nisi, you leaving already? You just got here. My daughters didn't have many issues for my awesome. All right. I know Nisi's got a lot to catch up on at home and get things back together. Really glad she's doing well. But yeah, go ahead, do your thing, girl. Get on out of here. Okay, so the project. Where did we leave off? Well, the last time that we were together, we were putting together all those little tiny trusses for the roof, and we were getting that. We tried it multiple ways, which I was actually really surprised at. It doesn't look good on TV. This doesn't look good on TV. Is that what he's saying? Usually squashed on the road. Still talking about possums. Nice. So we were putting together some struts, some trusses. Yeah, struts. Putting together these little things on the roof, on the building. And then we started building in two different ways. If you remember, we were putting them directly on the building and trying to get them to stand up straight while the glue dried. And then we were, then someone came up, I can't remember who it was. Someone came up with the idea of putting it, oh, that does look good on TV. Okay. Gotcha. Good. All right. He said it looks good on TV. Now everybody's corrected me. All right. So we were lining the things up on the top of the roof, trying to get them straight while they dried. And then someone said, hey, why don't you invert it and put the trusses on the top of the roof panel and then flip it over? Well, at that point, we were already halfway down the roof this way. And then we were starting from the other end, doing it in the other direction. Guess what? It actually came out pretty damn good. Let me show you. So everything got glued in place and everything came in, everything lined up. There's no gaps. I actually think I have one. Yeah, there's one on the corner here where I have to re-glue. It's a little loose. But yeah, everything lined up perfectly, and that roof panel is right on there. And now all I have to do is glue this one right next to it, and we got a roof. Like it was perfect. It was perfect. It worked. It totally worked out, and I'm really happy with that. So in the future, would I recommend one over the other? I mean, it all depends. In my opinion, I think I prefer inverting it and putting the trusses on the roof. The only problem that I can see with that, and it's really not a big problem at all, but you need to make sure that you have those lined up directly on the edge. Otherwise, when you go to put this on, you might get a crooked line there. That's the only thing. Because if you do it the other way and you put them all on the roof part right there, then when you go to put these on, it's really, it's not that difficult. You just line them up together, put some glue on it, wrap a rubber band around it, and you're good to go after like 10 minutes. So that should not be an issue at all. I did notice one thing, one little mistake that I made, as I was mentioning before. When I glued this on, one thing I didn't do was paint the underside black. So you'll notice under here, I now have it black, but originally I didn't do that. So real quickly, just before the show, I just went ahead and painted those in. So you'll notice the inside is still brown, but the edges on the outside are black now. So before I glue the other side on, I went ahead and I just made sure that I got all of those edges. Randall, nice to see you, buddy. Good to have you in here. Thanks for stopping in. So it looks like I didn't get enough of it. There's still some gaps up there that are brown, so I got to get that. You also want to make sure that you get your edges because those are going to show on the outside. Now, the top of this we're going to cover with shingles, so I wasn't worried about doing those or coloring that black at all. So yeah, let's go down to the workbench here and get to the overhead, and I'll show you what we're doing. Let's zoom out real quick and I'll show you everything. So, all right, so here's our bridge. We do have to still glue on those curved pieces. The curved pieces are still curved, which I have to get out, and I got to touch up the white paint on those. So just know that those are still on the docket. I'll probably wind up doing those as the last thing. So here's something. Here's a tip. Tipster from the Rickster here. So these are the trusses that we got in the package. Now, all of those trusses in there, I got from one sheet, and then I really only used 3 more from here because the one is sitting right there on the workbench. So I have all these trusses left over that I can use for another project. But here's the tip that I want to let you know. So this is like, it seems flexible, but when you come down here to these triangles, this is like, it's like a hard wood. I don't want to bend it because I feel like it'll crack. But here's the tip. These things make a right angle. So what I plan on doing is cutting these things up as I need them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these and glue these in my future buildings as between walls to keep them square. So now I know that when I glue a building together, if that's in there, the building's not going to come out of square or bend or any of that. So this is why we always say, keep your scraps. Something like this, pure gold, man, pure gold. So we'll put that aside. Look at that. That's a good plan. Are you paid hourly and overtime, Randall? Seems like you're always working. Yeah, he's a hardworking guy. Corner bracings. Yeah. I am sweating already. And you know what? I didn't even turn on half my lights. Got this light. Yeah, shine me up there. Hey, now I'm shining. The one over here, I don't think makes a difference. Makes a difference in the background. And there's one over there. All right. All my lights are on now. Hey, all right. So, all right. First thing we got to do is get this guy glued on. No, you know what? No, I don't think we're going to do that. I'll save that till last. I'll do that another day. I could have done this separately and just put them on there. All right, let's go over here. So we got 2 sheets of roof shingles. Now these they're laser cut and they come in pieces. You can see it there. They're all pieced together and they all need to be, I think they're light enough that you could just break these right on out. I don't even think you need to cut these. I would just be careful with it. But you should be able to get these right out. All right. So here are the pieces. Now, I should not have done that. Should have did it on the other one. Now, these are almost just about the same, the right length. You get a little bit of an overlap on each side, over there and over there. So I'm going to teach you another trick because the problem is if you layer these one on top of the other as is, you're going to have the same pattern over the other. And it's really going to look just like that. And you're going to have just one set of roof shingles that look the same because these are all the same cut. I could see all the same shingles in a row. So you don't want that. You really don't want that. So here's what we're going to do. What I wanted to do is I ran through a couple different scenarios. At first, I was going to just cover this thing with the shingles as they were and then weather treat it. But then I chose not to. What I thought about doing, and it's not in the picture. In the picture, and I don't know if you guys can see this because it's small, but in the picture, they just have it as hang on. Where's overhead camera properties? Let me turn off the focus here. All right. So in the picture, come on. Focus, damn it. Now it's not moving. Off. There. Okay. So they just did it with the roof just the way it was, with doesn't look like any weathering or anything. They just put the shingles on and left it at that. I didn't want that. I wanted something else. And I thought with the floor being a mismatch of color, which I'm absolutely loving, and yes, I did sign the bottom, so it's an original piece. And the walls being white with the it shows up better in person, but you can kind of see it's faded underneath. And we're still going to weather that. But with the bridge being white, I wanted something different for the roof. So I figured a red shingle roof would kind of give it like a barn look, but not necessarily a barn. So what I did is I just painted red on top of the shingle part. I didn't do the whole shingle because one, the whole shingle is I only have to worry about the last one. And really not the last one because the last one's going to get covered too. Um, but the whole shingle gets, because they're layered on top of each other, they're not going to be, you're not going to see that top part anyway. So I figured I would save a little bit of paint and a little bit of time and not um, not paint that top part and allow the glue to actually stick to the part rather than stick to the paint. So that's where I'm going with this. Now, at first, the color that I picked, it's a deco art and it's called Christmas Red. Now, in the bottle, I like the color. It's showing up different on camera. It's showing up actually almost exactly what it looks like in person here. On here, it looks almost magenta, kind of like a pinkish color. But now that I've taken it off of there and I put it on here, it does kind of take the red hue color to it. So I'm liking that. I really am. So I'm glad I picked that. That's what I'm going to go with. So we just have to glue these on. Now, here's what we're going to do though. We're going to get a bunch of these. We're going to take a bunch out. Now, I pieced it out and I got I think we're probably going to use at least a half a sheet, 5 or 6 of these on there, I think. Or I could have guessed wrong. And then I think no, it's got to be more than 5 or 6. We may use a whole sheet. I don't know. I thought I would use half the sheet on there and half the sheet on the other side, leaving this sheet as extra, but we'll see. All right, people just saying hello. Hi. Oh, holidays where we get time and a half. All right. So I'm just going to take a couple of these out to start with, and then we'll go from there, see what's going on. And I'll show you a trick with these on how not to make those angles all look the same, like it's shingle on top of shingle. Come on. Now, the only problem with this is because you have it being one sheet and it's all the same length and there's really no overlap, um, you're going to have to use the same sheet in one run unless you cut them all together. But even the same, I'll show you what I mean in a second. Let me just get 4 of these out here. Oh, we're on the fifth one. All right, we'll do 5 then. All right, 5 of them out here. All right. I'm also going to move this blue thing because I need to do some cutting. Another thing that you're going to do, what you're going to notice is when you, we're going to have to start calling you Tricky Ricky. Well, they call me the Rickster, and I've been known to be the, to give tipsters from the Rickster. So, yeah, I see what you're saying, though. I do a bunch of tricks. Yeah. How about a bunch of tips? We'll leave it that. Tipster from the Rickster. So the problem you're going to run into is if you put this on here and it's your very first row and you leave it just like that, when you go to put the second one on, it's going to be glued to the back of your roof, but then it's also going to sit on top of, let me see if I can give you an idea. I just fell apart. Hang on. When this overlaps, you're not going to be able to see it. If you do it just like this, you see how this second one kind of sits up above and you can see underneath of it kind of. Well, you don't want that. It's going to be very noticeable. People are going to look at it and they're going to see that one full line is bent up. So here's how you fix it. You take a piece of strip wood. I don't think it has to be any particular size. The thinner this way, the better. I don't think you want it. Well, you definitely don't want it as wide as your strip. But you're going to take this and you're going to glue this down right on the front. Where is? Let's get Aileen in here. Get this going. Is this too long? Yeah, this is way too long. We can always come back and trim it later. Oh, you know what I could do? I don't even know why I was thinking that. Let's do this. We got our extra scrap piece here. We could just do this. Line up there. And remember, you're going to need 2 of these. This will work out great. There we go. Now we're exact. Okay. Got that. And I'm just going to use I'm going to use the exact part. And I'm just going to spread out some of that glue. And we're going to glue this right to the edge, straight to the edge. Make sure you get it as close as possible. So now, when you almost miss the show, how do you miss the show? You know what day it is, and you know what time it is. Come on, John. All right. So now, when you take your first strip, now I'm going to put some glue right up top here, above it. I've got a little stick here. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry, it's gluing off camera. Let me get this out of the way. All right. So now when you take your first strip and you put that on, that's going to glue down on there. And you're going to have some overhang on both sides, which is fine. Actually, great because it's going to hide some things. I need glue on that strip. Don't know what I was thinking there. All right. Now let's put it back on. Okay. That's what that's going to look like. So now there's no gap underneath that anybody's going to be able to see up into your roof. And when you go to put the next one on, the next one is going to sit flat because you've already made that pitch of the roof. So there's plenty of meat there for it to grab to. And now you'll be able to see what I mean by layering these things on. Oh, wait. Glad I stopped. All right. Almost made that mistake of putting it on there and having the same pattern. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to find a random spot and I'm going to cut it. Here's my tip. We're going to cut that. And then we're going to come down here. We're going to find another random spot and we're going to cut it again. All right. Now we got 3 pieces. I think it's time for a new blade. Now we got 3 pieces. And what this would match up with over there, I'm going to now put over here. And then I'm going to take the end piece that was over here and I'm going to put that right there. And then this piece, which was originally down there, we're going to put on this end. Whoop, flipped over. We're going to put this in over here. And now it looks more like a random. That's not going to focus. There we go. So now instead of having all of those in the same line, you now have random pieces. And you can do that all up and down the roof, cut them in many different places. You could cut them in 4s, you can cut them in 5s, however you want to do it. And I know right now you can see that line and you can see that line, but by the time you put the next one on and the next one on, those lines are going to just look like regular pieces of shingle. Somebody, I don't have that much alcohol in the apartment. What was that for? High Plains Drifter. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for stopping in. Would you start a new drinking game? Every time Rick says, here's another tip. My OneDrive was full. I had to call Best Buy. Best Buy? To have OneDrive full? No, I call Best Buy. I'm an IT guy. Call me. Call me. All we got to do is dump it. You just take stuff off of your OneDrive, delete stuff, and you get more space. Or you just move it onto a second OneDrive. Or you get yourself a USB thumbstick and you keep it on a thumbstick. Never call Best Buy. Ugh. Oh, Dan's Model Railroading came in. Nice to see you, friend. Nice to see you. I must have missed the pop-up for that one. All right, so let's just keep on going. Because I really want to see how this I want to see how it turns out with the color, because I'm really interested in how the color goes through. And I'm hoping that if we can get at least a good amount of this thing done, maybe we could put some details on it. Now, this one I'm going to do in a couple of pieces. I'm going to try for 4. And you can do, they don't have to be exact either. You can put, some of them long, some of them short. They don't have to match in any particular way. So I'm going to take this middle one here and We're going to spread some of this glue out. So you can see on here why I said I wasn't painting the top half. Been away from the hobby for a bit. Haven't been able to work on any of my layouts for several months. Oh, well, I'm hoping we can get you back into it. I hope you find some good stuff on YouTube to inspire you and get back in the game. Model railroading is fun. No other way to explain it. It's just fun. All right, we are making our way down the roof here. Got a little glue seeping out between the shingles, but it's okay. But you can see how there's some just slightly left over on that side, and there's some on this side, which is going to give it a nice aesthetic when it's done. But check that out. Looks like shingles. Let's get this focus back in here. We got shingles. I am loving it. Oh, got to move that one down a little bit. Showing some of the, and I may go back over and hit this with either some more. I only did one coat of the red paint. And what I was hoping was that, see how these still have the tan coming through? I was really kind of hoping for that. But I was really, really concerned that it looked pinkish. But honestly, now that I have it going on the building, having that that brown come through, it really just, it looks faded, and I'm loving it. So I'm really, really excited about that. Oh, this is the one that we didn't paint. All right, so I got two more here. I think I might use this whole sheet on this side. I wasn't expecting that, but and I don't and I have to really, really, really watch how I'm doing this, because I don't have any other N scale shingles. Horror, John. I know it's October, but that's scary. Um, been working on my hobby in the meantime, which is ham radio. I think I heard that before. Hope you don't get shingles. Oh God, Tom, no. I really, really hope not. 23, 21. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for all the thumbs up, guys. That's awesome. I have to enclose my layout before I can continue with my layout. Okay. Okay. Ham radio via Morse code. Nice. All right. So this one I'm just going to do in half. Come on, cut. There we go. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's a lot easier when you just slap up half of it right up there, and you don't have to do multiple sheets. But trust me, it's going to look better if you do. Now, if you really wanted to and you were really concerned, like I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is more spaced out than this. So I think I'm going on a decline here. I'm not 100% sure. I can't really tell. I'm trying to move things up a little bit to make sure that I'm spaced that way. But if you're really, really concerned about that, you could try and draw the lines on there. They would just be half the size of whatever um, your shingle is. But honestly, I don't think it's going to make a bit of a difference, especially if you're not painting it and you're just weathering it after. So if you keep it that natural brown color, then you're not going to be able to tell the difference. In my opinion, I don't think you will. Um, and honestly, doing it that way, you're going to have a better chance of hiding all of those lines because then you don't have that two color contrast going on. All right, now since we're so far away from the bottom, we're 4 rows up. I'm just going to go back to doing a whole row and put the whole row back up there and hope that people don't notice the pattern repeating. Slide down. Just gonna get that in place. So that's 5 rows. See, I thought I was going to be halfway done, or I thought I was going to be the whole way done with 5, but here I'm only about halfway done. So I may just use this entire sheet. I might have 1 or 2 left over, but we'll see how it goes. Just got to get a couple more out here. He's a general. Are we talking military general? General of what? Hmm. Sorry, just focus on trying not to rip these things. Ham radio license. Oh, so you guys have different I don't know, what do you call it? Different levels of licenses, and one of them is called a general. It's interesting. I didn't know that. All right, I think I got enough here to get going for a couple more minutes. I know, I know. It's just glue, rinse, and repeat. Sorry. Not as exciting as I thought. All right, so we got to cut this one up because the last one, my neighbor is from New Jersey. Been coming here for over 40 years, caught 31 largemouth bass 4 pounders. Wow. All right, this one, cut in a few pieces. And again, they don't have to be the same size. You can see all those are different. This time I'm going to start from this side. I love these shingled roofs. I love the way they look. Yeah, they're a pain in the butt to put on, but I love the way they look. It's actually getting quite confusing because my paint line of red is not straight. So if the line's not straight, then I think I'm going off, and it's not being straight. But I think I'm okay. All right, so I'm going to do a short one here. And a short one on this side. Leave the middle long, but start with that. Oh, forgot the most important part. Okay. Start with this one. Yeah, we are really making progress. Loving it, loving it. I'm away for our Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Where are you away at? I know you come. I know you come down. Well, you come into the states, I think, for Thanksgiving. No. All right. This time we're gonna do just half of it. Then the other half over here. So you can see we can get done this in no time. This is not a lot of pieces, but not a huge project. All right. So now that I had a few on there, I'm just going to go with a full on strip this time. Okay. Now, piece of dried glue. I'm going to do one more because we're getting close to the top. And all right, High Plains Drifters, good talking to you, man. I'm glad. Hope you enjoyed the show. Take it easy. This last one, I'm gonna do three pieces, and then I think I'm gonna stop this side. Um, because we've got to do something special for the middle when we get the other side put on here. So let's get the last piece of glue up here. Now I'm going to take this right to the ridge line here of the roof. Perfect. I am not going to complain about that at all. All right, if anyone was keeping count, who knows how many strips we used? Anybody? All right, I just counted the ones that I took off the sheet here. It was 11 total. 11 total. So I should be able to use some off of this sheet. I still have 4 on this sheet. So we will definitely have some left over. I've got to paint this one still. And then we'll be okay. So I'm not going to glue this on yet. But what I am going to do is I'm going to get this little piece of bracing glued on here. And I'm just going to work on this right here on the bench. That in there, that in there. Good. Right. There's that. Just trying to get that as close to the edge as I can. I think the glue was freaking me out there a little bit. Guys, we're close. Tom said 10. DB Tech said 9. Grandpa Rail said 12. All close. All close. Yeah. So from your perspective, you guys see like a big blob of red. I definitely have to get a better overhead camera because there's so much detail on here that I wish you guys could really, really see without having to play with this camera focus. There we go. So a couple glue spots that could see. As a matter of fact, you guys can see those brown marks better than I can. You hardly see them by eye. I could have probably squeezed them together a little more and maybe made it a 12th sheet, but by the time we get done weathering it and putting stuff on top of it, I don't think you're really going to notice it at all. Kyle says a number. Nice. All right. Just waiting for that to dry real quick. Get a drink. Wow. All right, I'm going to start this one off again with a full sheet. We only got a couple minutes left here before the top of the hour, so I'll just get this one started, mainly because I want to make sure that I do this one right and I get it started so it's not upside down, and then I'll really be screwed. Well, not really, but I'll just have to paint that one other side, I guess, if I did. But figured I'll get it started, and then yeah, maybe next month, November, or if I do a pop-up stream, we'll do some more details and some weathering. I figured the next time we get down to this one, probably hit the end and wrap up the year with this project. All right. So again, with this starter one on the end, you want to make sure that you're gluing it both to the board and the roof so you get that little pitch, because that pitch is what's going to save you from having that gap on the second row. I forgot to put the focus back on, of course. Ta-da! Out of focus. So, all right, we are looking good. Looking good. All right, before I get too much into it, I think I'm gonna stop it there, and yeah, I'll continue with it in the next couple days. I'll get all those shingles on there, and I'll see about, yeah, maybe, okay, so I'll get the shingles on there, and I'll get these curved pieces here figured out, and I'll get them on there, and then I think there's a couple pieces of details that still have to go on the sides. Yeah, and then I think we can wrap this one up. So again, thank you guys for hanging in there. Let's switch over to the main cam here so we can do. Oh, wait a minute. That's why it's not showing. Oh, because I got this thing up in the way. Get rid of that. Wow. There we go. All right. Now I can see me over here. Not bad, Rick. Most of the older buildings in the Appalachians have holes in them. Yeah, and missing shingles. I didn't even think about that. You know what I might do? I might go back just for some aesthetics on the other side. What I could do is paint out some of those shingles instead of leaving that brown part out. I might just paint them all red, and I could have them, like, instead of putting them in line, I might have some that kind of stick out like that to show that they're out of place over the years. That's a very good idea. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll try that. I'll see what that looks like. Took me a whole hour to get my new stuff added into inventory and JMRI. Yeah, that could take time. That JMRI is brutal. Apparently, Rick has been taking lessons from John and making a build last. Yeah, I mean, we've done this. This is what, 4 times. So I could probably get this done in maybe, I don't know, maybe several hours. It's definitely a 1-day build. I could definitely do this and get it done in 1 day, barring some glue drying. But I figured I can't sit here for an entire day with you guys. So I wanted to bring it to you as piece by piece. So, hey, big thanks, Robert. No problem, man. You are welcome. Great show. Thank you so much, JD. Hope you enjoyed it. Another awesome show. You guys are just awesome. I got shingles vaccine last year. Well, I hope it did you well, bud. Like Heath, unboxing to the very end. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. With that, guys, let's go ahead and roll the outro. You know how it all works. Right over there, I believe I'm pointing in the right direction, is probably a video that you guys have already seen or never seen, one or the other. Right down there is one of my playlists. Check it out. And then right below me is that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit it. Thank you guys again for hanging in there. See ya.